I had to buy that Wii back and then go in the car, swap it for the Wii I stole, and then I returned the good Wii, and I still to this day have the bad Wii.
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. You're murdered out, bud. Black on black. Oh, yeah, that's right. Forgot we were going towards. I mean, you don't have to wear a black hoodie or something.
Well, I put the hoodie on just because I'm wearing like a dumb tee because I'm going to change. In the car.
Yeah.
Go with you.
Literally. Yeah. Okay. I did the rundown yesterday. 3 days ago. This is on Thursday now. It was the original three, me, Dan, and Dave, and we do that probably like once a month now. And every time we get back together, we like, as much as things have changed, they've stayed the same. And we slide like right back in. Dave's making fun of the Chicago Bears and their quarterback. He's got a whole bunch of money that he's going to win, and a masterclass from Dave Portnoy in making Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark about himself. He's like, the real victim is me.
Why is he the
Because
victim?
he was like, I was the first one to call Angel Reese classless, and now everyone's jumping on board with that, and I was victimized. It's like, this is painting a masterpiece. But
he's very good at it. He's not totally wrong. I think he said something where it did when Dave said it. When Dave, it didn't read right.
He said classless piece of shit.
Yeah.
To a girl who was at the time still a college player.
Yeah.
That makes a difference. It's only like 6 months, but now she's a professional woman.
Yeah.
At the time, it was, it wasn't.
But that was, while he definitely took the business end of it, I think there were enough people being like, it's not the same thing.
No,
I think it's just, the whole probably was acting like it was the same.
A white guy calling a young black girl classless piece of shit is never really going to play well. Even it could be dead ass fucking correct. Right. And it's kind of proving, at least in the way she behaves within the game, like that might be true. But the way he's, and when Dave, the Dave smirk, right? Like he was setting it up. He was like, there's a lot of ways to look at this. There's a lot of different, nobody was saying, and I'll tell you who the real victim is here. But bigger than that is, we have to stop this man. Somebody's got to stop this man
from winning.
Yeah. Like
when I saw that his quote tweet the other day with he had the graphic that he'd already made, and he's like, by the way, if the Oilers and Celtics win, I get another $2 million. What?
He'll have won $7.5 million, I think, since the Super Bowl. Since February.
And still down tremendous.
I know.
Well, no, see, you can't even. I'm sure Dave would probably say he's down gambling.
I think he's down like double-digit million.
But he's definitively not, because of the gambling is
he's up
$300
million.
In your actual bets placed, for sure.
Well, there's two things. He's up like $300 million because of like the job,
right?
But also like, what's done is done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you spend your money, if you were crazy spending your money on dumb shit at one point, and then you have since, now you're very frugal. You don't like just still add up the balance sheet. It's right. I'm good with my money.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, 20 years ago you weren't. It's like, I don't know. Those gambling losses are gone.
Yeah.
So yes, in the grand scheme of things, Dave is probably down like $20 million, but. He's going to be up $7.5 million in a matter of like 6 months. And like there was always, it ended up not being at all a chink in the armor because of what we just said. Like the gambling got Penn and made him, a 100 millionaire. But the one like sort of chink in just like his whole persona was like he's a terrible fucking gambler, and they all are, And it's like they say they know what they're doing, and they say it with their chests, and then they end up fucking losing because he won as a fan all the time, and I'm sure he made a bunch of money on that. But he was always a bad gambler, and now. The system is broken. See, here's the problem.
I think the Celtics will win, but I think the Panthers are going to win.
Yeah, it does sound like they're fucking
good. Man.
Yeah, it sounds like but also at the same time, having your like multi-million-dollar parlay in the hands of Connor McDavid is also not the worst thing in the world. You know what I mean? It's not like he has. It's like it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Oh, not at all.
You know what I mean? It's not like some fluke. But also, you got to tip the cap. I think it was $100,000 parlay to win like, you know, 1.5 million or something like that. But it was to bet on the best golfer in the fucking world and the favorite to win the NBA title. So he's just got so much money now. He can just throw money on these fucking favorites and parlay them up and whip them up, and it's like, well, if I lose $100,000, no big deal. And if this hits, I'm a fucking gambling god. It's a problem, man. It's like beyond the Infinity Stones. It's like he got all the Infinity Stones, and then they found another one. One that nobody knew about, the gambling Infinity Stone.
Dave, Caitlin Clark, we got fucking Shane and Eminem are together. White people are like the Patriots dynasty. Like, you thought we were down. We're back, baby. We got a couple more Super Bowls left in us.
There was a great analogy. There was a time people were saying, just like Brady's done, it's over.
We're fucking back, baby. We got Luka Doncic, dude. We got white people back up right now.
if you're going to include the Europeans, you got Luka, you got Jokic. You know, we got punched in the fucking mouth for the first time. It was like, the Russian is cut. But then we just came back over the top. We came back over the fucking top. If Luka beats Boston, we did respond strong.
Pete Carroll should have ran the ball, baby.
You had a chance, man. You could have stepped on our throats, stepped on our necks. What did you think of Eminem?
I didn't listen.
You didn't listen to it?
No.
It is a straight nostalgia fucking dopamine to the head.
Yeah.
Like you just right back into 2002. It's like if you watch, you got to watch the music video with the song. It's actually it's a music video worth watching, which is very rare these days. But it's almost like a shot for shot remake
you repost
of Without Me, but it's like he's doing the superhero thing again, but he's like fat and out of shape.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm old now, you know? Which I think the guys over at Rory and Mal were talking about it, and because I talk with their producer a lot, and he hates Eminem, thinks he's overrated, and so I texted him being like, you know, tough day to be an Eminem hater because, you know, he's back, and they, you know, their podcast is like very musically focused, so they're like, it's Eminem. What Eminem always does, he puts out his first single is like a pop, corny, catchy, Without Me, Real Slim Shady, My Name Is, you know. So they all hated it. He did me so fucking dirty on their show. I was saying to him, he was like, I'm too sophisticated for this, basically. And I was like, oh, you're too sophisticated to like laugh at a fucking Eminem song and watch the music video? And he portrayed it on their show as, I said, you're too sophisticated to see the good in this. And they were all laughing and shit. I was like, I texted him right away. I was like, you dirty son of a bitch. And you could hear him try to correct it. He was like, no, wait. What he actually said, and then they just kind of talked over him. And he said, he was like, they cut me off. And I was like, you stop them and you correct yourself. God damn it.
I love people like, you completely misrepresented my argument. Like, yeah, I know. I think you look like an idiot.
I have control of the show.
It wasn't
right
an
now.
accident, you dumb fucking
I'm not going to make you look good in the argument. No, but it's a very Eminem for 15 years now has done whatever the fuck music he likes. I don't know. I don't think anybody else in the world except Eminem likes it.
Yeah.
Actually, the hardcore
which
whites.
I like. I actually was just on Taylor Watch making this argument that Taylor Swift should do this, like do something like that, where
do whatever she wants.
I was like, she needs to just do something that, because she's been working. I said, well, I'm not gonna get into it, but she's been working with Jack Antonoff for 10 years, and I was like, enough for Antonoff.
Yeah.
Go do a Lil Wayne fucking rock album.
Yeah.
Just do some shit that, because I almost feel like artists, and maybe Eminem went too long, but you need to do that in order to make sure everyone's not gaslighting you.
That's true.
Right? Taylor Swift, at this point in her career, Eminem, at some point in his career, put out whatever the fuck you wanted. Everyone's going to go, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's
put out a piece of shit to see if they'll be honest with you.
It's the Steve Martin stand-up comedy. He stopped Steve Martin
exactly,
stopped doing stand-up comedy because they were laughing too much at him.
Yeah.
Like
which they kind of did in Hacks this year.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Hacks is a great show. Hacks is a fucking awesome
I cried last night watching it.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
It's a really good show.
I'm not going to spoil it, but in the 8th episode, I was like, damn, I'm crying right now.
No, it's good. And if you like comedy, it does a lot of, it deals with a lot of the comedy industry. But Steve Martin, like, before he was even delivering punchlines, the crowd was like laughing their ass off, and he was like, this is This is not, and that's. I mean, that was exactly that scene with
Why are you
Deborah.
laughing?
She's
I
like,
haven't
well,
told the joke
I haven't done it yet. Yeah. But yeah, like I think Eminem, he did weird accents and weird voices, and he just rapped like too fast for anybody to actually enjoy. And I think when you're 50 is the time to like do the nostalgia throwback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can always say like, he's a 50-year-old man. Should he be like rapping about this or about that? Yeah, I mean, I guess so. It's like he should probably be a mature 50-year-old adult. That's not Eminem. He never has been and never will be. It's the first single off of an Eminem album. It's funny. It's almost like borderline, like comedy rap. It's like a little Dickie song. And if you watch the music video, it's like you really see. It's like I'm sure he would agree with that. I don't think he's putting this out there as like, his fucking magnum opus. But if it's following suit, like what he used to do is put out one pop single and get everybody, and then you go listen to the album. I mean, I remember the Slim Shady LP, listening to the album after hearing My Name Is, thinking it was like some like comedy rapper, and I was like, whoa, what is this shit? So we'll see. I think if he's rapping like this again for his first single, you would hope that the album kind of follows suit in the past. But I also think there's nothing wrong with just like enjoying nostalgia. It's like, if you do your shtick too long, people are like, oh, you don't evolve enough.
Right.
And then, he evolved and did whatever the fuck he wants, and now he goes back to it, and people are like, oh, it's the same old thing. It's like, well, he didn't do it for 15 years.
Right.
Like, now is the time that you do get to go back to that, and he plays his old tricks, and he uses his same old jokes, and people fucking love it. It's the right time to do it. I think there's also, as much as we hate it, as much as we hate to say it, the rest of the world is like, the pendulum swung back, and like, we're back. Comedy's back.
Yeah.
We can say what we want. So like, I think that's corny and cliche, and we've kind of always been like, I think ahead of the curve on both sides of things. You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking about it the other day when we were doing Pussification of America blogs. I feel like, and maybe this is just because we were the ones doing it, but I feel like when we were doing it, it was like funny and ahead, like we saw it coming. Whereas when the rest of the world was doing it, it was just like piling on and not really doing it like with the right examples.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I see what you're saying.
And then I think we were ahead on being like, cancel culture is not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think we've been ahead of the curve on both sides. But the rest of the world, I think, is just like, we're ready for edgy comedy and Eminem to be back. So I'm sure he was like, let's fucking go, because I'm about to make this bag again. But yeah.
Speaking of rap, on the rap segment, I think Drake officially lost the battle, because Drake just put out a song that I don't love. Wagwan Delilah. It's unbelievable.
Steve sent me this today. He was like, I'm sure Steve's been sending me 1 Minute Man topics, and he's like, I'm sure you've already seen this, but and he sent it to me, and he's like, it's fucking terrible. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I bet you Feitelberg is gonna like this.
It's unbelievable.
Wagwan Delilah is so fucking funny.
Have you heard it?
I listened to a little bit of it. It's so bad.
It's unbelievable. Like,
I do think he's like in on that.
Yeah.
I don't think he wrote Wagwan Delilah thinking like,
Wagwan
the islands
Delilah,
people are gonna be like, this
like
is amazing.
in New York City. Dude, it's unbelievable.
Drake lost, but he's like,
Dude,
I got you.
I haven't even listened to it. I saw Complex tweeted the snippet or like a minute of it, and I listened to half of that, and I was like, I just smiled to myself thinking, the fact that I like this means that's bad news for Drake.
Well, what was really bad news for Drake was, did you see the Bar Mitzvah playing Not Like Us?
No.
Bro, I was dying. This clip it's like 10 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, just kind of in a dog pile, jumping around on the dance floor of their bar mitzvah, singing "Bop bop bop bop," certified pedophile. I mean, it's like if Drake doesn't have the young Jewish boy fans, he's lost everybody at this point. I put it on.
I still haven't heard that song.
Really?
OBO.
Look at this. This is funny. No. Not like you haven't heard.
I've only heard Family Matters.
That's so funny.
Right,
yeah, this is it. Look at this. And they're singing the lyrics, certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Wop, 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 fuck him up. I mean, these are the kids that Drake is performing for, professionally and romantically. These are the kids Drake wants. If he doesn't have them anymore, yeah, a lot of DJs are playing there was an Indian wedding where they were all screaming the lyrics, and I was like, this is something else. Screaming "Not Like Us" at bar mitzvahs and weddings and all sorts of weird shit. There was another guy playing the triangle, like a grandpa at a wedding, and Not Like Us was playing, and he's just ding 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 ding. I mean, it is absolutely everywhere. And Drake does and will and probably already has in some ways just bounce back, but there's got to be some piece of you when it's they're singing it at a fucking bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
They're calling me a pedophile at bar mitzvahs, motherfucker.
Drake probably called him the K word.
And also speaking of rap heavy, Pat Bev put up 1 million.
I saw that.
That is and Rashad McCants is, I think, gonna put up his guy and match it. So I feel like that might happen.
Does that mean Roan gets $1 million? That's kind of tight.
I think so. I mean, I think that's what the
pretty good.
The setup is. That is
not bad for a night's work. That
is gonna be that's some pressure, dude. I mean, you've done it 1 million times and won a bunch of times, but with 1 million on the line.
I don't know Roan super well, but what I know of Roan, I don't think that would affect him at all.
Yeah, he doesn't really get nervous.
Yeah.
By the way, Frankie singing Wagon Wheel. What a moment.
He did that at Pop Punk?
Pop Punk got out from behind the kit.
Frankie.
Yeah.
I was singing Frank. Yes. I knew Frankie did. Yeah.
That I would like to see. Frank's got the pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Frankie, I think Robbie's brother jumped. Yep, Robbie's older brother jumped up on the drums, which was also a great moment because Bob Fox his music has been so molded by his older brothers, and so they got to perform on stage together. While Frankie it's one thing to sing when you're the drummer and you just have a mic there. It's another thing to be the front man standing on stage.
It's like him and fucking what's his dick, Dave Grohl, the only ones who've ever done it.
Yeah. But I feel like you have a little bit of a. Just being behind your drums almost feels like a little safety net, And he was front and center singing Wagon Wheel. I think Pop Punk, I said this 1 million times, but I think Pop Punk is one of the best things to ever come out of Barstool.
I completely agree with that.
Because it lets these guys, they're in the moment, they're singing before a sold out crowd. Yeah. And it's not you're not putting out an album and it's not you're selling out arenas, but in that theater or whatever they're in the moment, it's when you're a little kid, you want to be a rock star, and they get to cosplay rock star.
Yeah,
and it's real enough that it's legit. That's fucking incredible. And it's also different. It's not just it was all PMT made a band. You know what I mean? It's all different people coming together. It's very cool. Gametime is the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Summer is here. That means you got to get outside, get out of the house, and go see some live entertainment. You can go see your favorite bands. You can go to your favorite festivals. It's festival season where you're going to see all your favorite acts outdoors, and you got to get those tickets. And they're not easy to get, and sometimes they are very expensive, and that's why you got to get Gametime, the official ticketing partner and the best app for secondary tickets in the game right now, because they have the best technology, which means up-to-the-minute pricing. So if it's 1 minute before the concert starts or before tip-off of the game and somebody wants to unload their tickets, they're going to drop the price. You can swoop in and buy them. They have flash sales where certain events will go on sale because it's on the calendar, or a zone sale where if you live in a certain region, everybody gets a certain percentage off. So whether it's sports, music, comedy, theater, whatever, Gametime has the best tickets available at the lowest prices guaranteed. So much guaranteed that if you find a different outlet that has a lower price, they will give you 110% of the difference between the two prices. So download the Gametime app right now. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Create an account and use code KFC to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. That's the Gametime app. Promo code KFC for $20 off your first purchase. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
I have to congratulate you. New season of your show has been renewed. Big one this season.
What's that?
Surviving Barstool.
I'm in it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know about that, but I was thinking about this the other day because it's a big season. I'm sure big advertisers and all that stuff. And I've often heard, particularly in my younger years at Barstool, a particular man used to yell at me about the real world. And you started surviving Barstool.
I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say I didn't.
Like it went from this is during COVID. It was going to be a segment on our live shows.
Yep.
And then the gambling, the Super Bowl house got canceled. So sales was like, hey, we need something we could turn into a property for them. And you were like, surviving Barstool. Mm-hmm. It's become a pretty big thing. In the real world, when you start a show, you keep getting fucking royalties and shit.
Can I tell you something? Do you know how bad it's gotten? That never even crossed my mind. Like for the last decade, I would be salty about something like that. Where it's like, wait a minute, I started that. How come I don't get any credit? It never even crossed my mind.
I'm not even talking about credit. I'm talking about fucking money.
Dude, I remember even saying,
because the first one they did, it came under the KFC Radio umbrella, but this was wholly your idea. And like the first one they did give us, it was our money.
It went under our... Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to court. I think I'm going to fucking court.
Just season 2, they were like, we're going to stop doing that.
Wait a fucking minute. This is how brainwashed I am. That I didn't say, wait, we did it this year. Why aren't we doing it this year? And why are we definitely not doing it this year?
I was thinking about that last night when the Keegs and Rhea were announced on it, and I was like, damn, it's gonna be a big season.
Hey, it's my Saturdays are for the boys, buddy. We can live together now in harmony.
Get your Saturdays for Dad shirts on sale now for Father's Day.
Bro, I should have fucking hired an agent so long ago. Yeah, that I remember when we started Surviving Barstool, we went to Tommy because we knew he was going to be like he loved it, and we were kicking around an idea of a segment, and then we were maybe it's this, maybe it's that, and when they came to me, like you said, being like New Amsterdam needs, we need like some inventory for them because COVID. I remember saying to MB like, cool, but this is our like thing, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to take this away from us. And she was like, totally, like we get it. And
but next year you're going to forget, motherfucker.
God damn it! Fuck! I just forgot because I was in it. It was like once it became like enough of a thing, and I was like, oh, now I'm going to get to be in it. That's cool. No, I should. You know what? I should have fucking imagine if I was just in it but making money off of it. That'd be Dave. Fuck. Man, that's something that. Absolutely, in the regular entertainment world, you would.
Yeah, when you create a show, you keep making money as the show goes on.
Executive producer, royalties, all that shit. Now, to be fair, we stole it from CBS.
Yeah.
But it was Surviving Barstool, not Survivor. Yes, I was.
What's up?
I was the host of it for a couple of years. I created it, and I was in it, and I have nothing to do with it. I'll probably never have anything to do with it again, and never see a dime from it. Man,
that one, I don't think I don't want to speak for you. I'm not like, why wasn't I invited back? I did not think
for the season.
Yeah, I did not think I deserved anything that. But to be fair,
I don't think it's a deserved thing. I think like.
But like I
think you were like a fan favorite. You easily could come back and people would be like happy that Feitelberg is back again.
But I was a non-factor in the show. But that was a conscious choice. That was gameplay.
I was gonna say that made it one of the storylines. If it was like
it was gameplay that happened to line up with exactly what I wanted to do.
Yes, yes.
It's like don't get drafted into World War II. I was like, I was planning on killing Nazis. This is perfect.
Yeah. Don't get it wrong. Like Feitelberg didn't want to be the guy in the mix and was like, oh, I wish I was out there arguing.
Yeah.
But that was absolutely a storyline and good for a few laughs when they would like play funny music and there was footage of you zoning out and all that. That was as much of the storyline as someone like Che who like couldn't stop thinking about it every 2 seconds.
I so badly I didn't even want to win. I just wanted to give my speech. Get to give a speech.
Yeah, me too. I wanted to give a speech too. Yours was very funny too. It was really good. Wait, so is the lineup fully set?
I don't know. I just saw. I know. I'd seen Dave say there were 4 spots left. So yeah, Kelly and Rhea. But I think the other 2 spots were I think those are maybe Jerry Rico spots. So I'm guessing it's those 4.
I was thinking, I would say yes if I was invited back, but would not lose any sleep if I was not invited back. But now I'm definitely happy I'm not in it. And maybe I shouldn't say this because they'll throw me in it because I do not want to do that with girls. I would be so afraid to be in alliances or backstab alliances and whatever with all the girls. I would be like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
If I was in it again, I would be the exact opposite of what I was last time.
Yeah.
Just I'd even tell you, I'd be like, just so you know, I'm backstabbing everybody.
Yeah.
Dude,
I do.
Which is probably a pretty quick way to get an exit, but I was like, I'm going to have no loyalties here. Or maybe I wouldn't have said that and just done
it. Yeah, that's the thing. You just do it. It is so funny. There's so many times where, when we were doing Survivor, where I was like, the minute you stop playing is when you lose. And as soon as we had an agreement with Will, it's when we stop playing.
Yeah.
There was even a moment where I was like, we're going to backstab him, and then we'll backstab him, and then we'll backstab Will. And then me and him bunked up, and we had these conversations and all that. It's like, you can't not play. The minute you stop playing is the minute you lose. Yeah, so Survivor, man. I wish you didn't say that.
I know.
I'm going to think about this probably for the rest of my life now.
Don't worry. It won't get a lot of press the new season, though, so you don't want to think about it too much.
No, not at all. I don't think there'll be any sponsors. I don't think it'll make any money. We'll, miss our goal by, a couple bucks. And we should be, $3 million over it. Unbelievable. We got Sal Vulcano on the show today. He's got a new special out called Terrified. He's also doing a Tom Segura-esque tour where he's going to every single city in the world. I think I did something I might have regretted.
What?
Tell me what you think of this. I'm doing some home renovations, and the architect reached out to me and he said, "Hey, I've seen Sal Vulcano on doing all the podcast rounds." And on these podcasts, he keeps talking about how he's having trouble getting his house built. And if you can put me in contact with him, I'll give you 10% off of your final thing. And so I reached out to Sal, and I was just like, I don't really care about the 10%, but if you're having trouble getting your permits done, this guy, I was having trouble too, and this guy, he got the job done.
Uh-huh.
And now, and I was like, and I just cut and pasted the whole text and I sent it over. But it has the 10% part in it, and I just feel like Sal would look at that and be like, eh.
Well, I mean, you addressed it.
Yeah, I said, I made sure I followed up saying, 10% off is going to be $1,000. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's whatever. And for the scope of what we're doing, it's not a fucking real thing.
I think that's fine. Okay. I felt I would feel weird about it too, but I think I remember this is a fairly similar thing I can kind of relate to. When we were still with Penn and we're hiring GMs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I had a buddy reach out to me that his buddy, and this is a good buddy of mine, reach out that his buddy had applied for the GM of Foreplay. Mm-hmm. And he was like, if you can put in a good word or whatever. And so I texted the Foreplay guys. I was like, you guys know I'm not trying to pull strings. I don't care. But if this comes up, if you're wondering, is he a good dude? He's good friends with someone who I consider a really good dude. Yeah. So, if you want to use that information, use it.
Right.
If not, that's fine. I'm not trying to make you do anything. Totally. I think that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think as long as you're transparent about it and, you're not... I get nervous about the whole thing, though.
Yeah.
I'm always, when people are like, can you shoot me this guy's number or hook me up with this?
Did Sal reply?
No, but I haven't changed. I just did it. That's the other thing too, though. We're not the most in communication. Every now and then we DM, and sometimes I don't always expect a response.
But so I think that's a completely fair thing.
Okay.
Because again, you're he offered 10%. I didn't ask for a deal. He just offered it. I don't really care about it.
Right.
But he did get the job done. So here you go. Yeah. I think that's how it works, right? I've had a good business exchange with this person.
Right. It's just that you're networking, but well, what about that? Can we talk about that other request I got the other day from the Don?
What was it? I'm glad you mentioned his name.
Because that one was a little over the top.
I don't know. He texts, I'm not involved in this, so I think you can.
I mean, it's definitely good content.
Let me say something about the Dino. We can decide if we want to go to that after.
Okay.
Last night, I did Billy Football's podcast. I did audio prep.
You did?
Yeah.
Wait, that is like the most not Feitelberg podcast of all time.
It was.
Were you talking like conspiracy theories and shit?
I don't think Billy had a plan. Because we didn't really talk. No, he asked about early days KFC Radio. Actually, that's a good question. I can ask you the answer here. He's like, what's the like early lore of KFC Radio? Because that was before me, and I was like, I don't really understand the question. And he was like, how to get started? And I said, this is my memory. I honestly don't even know if it's accurate. So Kevin did X amount of episodes. I don't know how many. Kevin was doing a podcast, and then I was like, and then they had me on, but I don't think I was on as a guest. Was I just on as a guest my first episode?
No, I'm pretty sure I was like, I need a partner.
That's okay. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure. And then
I think from the jump you were.
Yeah, I was
or like maybe it was just like you want to do it with me tonight, but I don't think I was like my guest Feitelberg.
Yeah.
There might have been like one test run where I was like, let's make sure this guy doesn't like can't speak or some shit. But I think pretty much immediately I was like, I think
that was the Magicians episode. So I was like, I don't know if it was before that or like I said that.
That might have been it. Like that sealed it. I love that answer so much. That was like, I was like in.
And then he was asking about
you have 2 moments. The for blogging it was you wrote a blog about shoveling snow and how much it sucks, and specifically when you push the shovel instead of shoveling, and it hits your dick. And I was like, those are the kind of references that make probably 100,000 guys who grew up doing the same thing all on their computer go, oh, I did that too. Yeah. So that, and then when it was if you could wipe one group of people off the face of the earth, who would it be? And you just said magicians. And you said it so like, it's like, does this guy have like a rivalry with magicians or something? He was like, magicians. I don't like them. It was like Kendrick and Drake. I don't like them. I don't like the way they talk. I don't like the way they dress. I don't like the way they act.
They still bother me to this day. Every time they bother me more now because I get excited, and then I'm let down.
Or what do you like? You don't like that like mentalist shit when they do those things? Because there's like David Copperfield.
There was a quick window where I was down with the mentalist, and now
you don't like it.
Because now I'm just like, well, you're doing something. You're not a superpower.
Well,
you're doing something.
They went too far.
Yeah.
They went too far with it, where it's like this is literally physically impossible.
Yeah, you're not a god walking amongst us, so I know you're doing something. I just don't know what it is. I'm not interested in it.
Yeah. And there's been enough behind the scenes stuff I've seen now, like there's that one guy Justin Willman who's been on the show before. He's really good, but he put out a video where he plants Tom Hanks movies in, like, he has a conversation with you ahead of time, and he says things like Forrest and Philadelphia, and then he's like, who's your favorite actor? And the big reveal is Tom Hanks, and he shows you that, like, I before this I said all these things and I like made it come in their head, and then there was like a bunch of outtakes where like they didn't say it.
Yeah, I was going to say I tried to do this to you guys.
Yes,
in Detroit. I forget what I was trying to do.
Was so funny. Yes. Fuck. What was it?
It was something at the restaurant. I was like trying to get you guys to order something.
It was a fruit. I think you were gonna like try to.
Yes, it was orange. Some oranges.
Yes, maybe. You were gonna try to. You were like, I've been.
Yes, it was. Yes, I was gonna.
You were like, at the end of the night, you were like, have you guys noticed I've been talking about oranges all day?
The only thing I've said is orange. I was trying to get you to say it on stage, I think, and I had said it to a camera beforehand, like, I'm going to get Kevin to say orange.
You were going to try to subconsciously get me to say this, and you started planting seeds at like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work. Just didn't work. Anyway, KFC Radio lore, go ahead, sorry.
And then...
we got way off there.
And then he was like, so how did Dan come on? And I was like, I think Dan did a few episodes.
I think Dan was a guest. I think that was an idea where it was like me and you were doing it.
But was his face in it?
No. He the first one he did, we put like a cartoon of a cat, I think.
Okay, because I knew there was the idea of a mask, maybe wearing a mask, but we never actually did that. No, right?
I think that was like, I'm not wearing a mask.
I'll just come full time.
I think so. I think he did probably a handful of episodes with just no logo, or just a logo, no face, and then I don't know how many. It might have been a decent amount though, because I think the Neil thing, it went on long enough for there to be a whole Neil revolution and Neil's jokes and Neil storylines.
But was Dan on KFC Radio kind of right away? No.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I think it was
probably blogging.
So
that was probably like the last thing before he was like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. But there was probably, at least a handful of episodes with him putting his putting the graphic up, and then it was just the three of us.
Yeah, that was about the 3 minutes of the talk. But
that's the lore.
At one point, I asked Billy, so you're obviously on it, but where do you put yourself amongst the top 5 crazy people at Barstool? Billy was very taken aback.
He was stunned that you put him.
I'm on it.
Well, that's the sign.
And then
that's how you know that you're correct in putting them there.
You want to know what was even crazier is when I said Dante's one, and he went, Dante's on it.
And that's how you know that's correct. The people who go like, yeah, that checks out. Yeah. Or I'm actually like, well, maybe you shouldn't be on it then. That was very self-aware. It's the people who deny it that I'm like, yeah, man, you're proving the point.
Yeah. he was like, really?
There's different crazies. Like,
he's not the same kind of crazy.
No, he's like crazy. He's like, he's like kind of like got like a puppy dog brain, and like there's kind of like there's idiot crazy, meathead crazy, crazy. Yeah. There's all different kinds.
His feels more fun, not as in he's having fun with it. It just feels more fun. His obsession with all of that stuff.
Yeah,
Dante's is more like
the world's coming to an end. I got to go back. Yeah. I think Billy falls more on my side of things, where it's like, I don't know how the pyramids were made, and like maybe some funny shit happened. And Dante's like, they're listening to us now. Yeah. Like, cover your webcam and lock your doors and all that shit.
Which they are. It's just
I just don't care. Yeah. It's been happening.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get into our voicemails. They are brought to you by House of the Dragon. I brought my man Bob Fox in, 1/3 of our podcast. Which are we going to revive it?
We have to.
Got to do it.
We have to. So I'm ordering my wig on Amazon as we speak.
Hell yeah! I was going to say we got to get the costumes going. So we will be back doing our podcast every Sunday night after the episode airs. But we're getting the ball rolling here. The question is Team Black versus Team Green. I think if you're Team Green, I think we need to like throw you in a cage and lock you away.
Well, it worries me because we're seeing so much, are you Team Black, are you Team Green? It feels like saying, are you rooting for the good guys or the bad guys?
Yeah.
It makes me think Team Black is going to be doing some bad stuff this season that's going to make us be like, I don't even know.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it is like politics, right? Maybe it's like, I'm so firmly, I hate everyone on Team Black, and I'm so strongly with Rhaenyra and Daemon that I'm
the opposite. You hate Team Green. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm so firmly with Rhaenyra and Daemon that I'm like, what could happen?
Then again, it's been a while since season 1. We do forget, like, Daemon isn't the best guy.
No, but
he shows up when it counts.
Yes, and he's like, he the other guys are so petty and like driven by jealousy.
The other guys are incels.
Yeah, like they're
Damon is fucking who he wants to fuck, right. Even if it means someone that's related to or whatever.
There's no blood crossing here.
Yeah.
So if I was watching House of the Dragon and I was like, I would be like, shit, I really like them. I would keep that a secret.
Keep it a secret.
I would never be out here screaming it from the mountaintops.
No, you're crazy.
I'm Team Green. You got to be out of your goddamn mind.
That being said, Team Green is a bunch of freaks. They attract a bunch of freaks.
Well, you know what? And also, as I say this, in Game of Thrones, we used to root for incest all the time.
Yeah.
We loved incest.
Jon Snow and
So
Khaleesi,
Game of Thrones does have a way of making you root for things that you're like, wait a minute. Oh, what did I just root for?
You forget you're in a fantasy land. It's dragons.
Yeah, there's dragons.
Yeah.
It's dragons.
Yeah, it's dragons.
So that's where we're at. Firmly Team Black. We'll see what happens. Like I said, the podcast every night, every week, every Sunday night after the episode airs. You can see me, Bob, and Clem break it down. But don't miss the Season 2 premiere of House of the Dragon on Sunday night, June 16th, 9 p.m. on Max. All right, let's get to voicemails, and then we'll get into it with Sal.
Us and Bean Girl. I feel like that's getting forgotten about, so we got to make sure that
I
one
love
sticks
the
around.
Canadians.
Anyways, I've got a pretty simple one for you today. Happened to me just the other day. I was walking out of my house, and a bee was flying at me, so I took a swing at it naturally, instinct, but I also managed to knock this tacky thing off of my ceiling fan, which you can see, and I did this.
Oh shit!
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was curious.
Not worth
what's
it.
the last thing that you guys broke? Managed
sucks.
to destroy my TV, which was fantastic, but just trying to listen to the podcast while making dinner, it just makes Rico seem like a pure psychopath, and you're having to blur his face out. So, yeah, I was curious, what was the last thing you guys broke?
That is, by the way, I think even as a grown man, when bees are around, I think is like you talk about a girl getting an ick, is I think like watching a guy be afraid of a bee would be a big ick. Because at least maybe I'm speaking for myself, but if a bee's flying around me, I'm like, no, stop, get it away. If you can just stand there while like a yellow jacket's just like buzzing on your head and shit, I think you're like a Navy SEAL. I definitely have like, broken things because I have that inanimate object rage where I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not like a big puncher, but I definitely like, like a drawer isn't going in correctly, so I just shake it and then it just like fully rips apart. I don't think I've broken anything of note recently, though.
I broke all the glass, not all, but I broke a good amount of glasses in a door. I just
Like glass window panes, you mean?
yeah, like my shelf, my apartment has where I keep my silverware. Mm-hmm. And I just threw a glass. I threw a glass at it.
Psycho. Talk about crazy.
Yeah. But I did say to Billy, I was like, I don't think violence is crazy. I think most of the time
Hitler.
violence is pretty logical.
Boy, you do need therapy, bro.
I think most of the time with violence,
you understand where it's like
I see how it got where it got there.
Yeah. For sure.
I'm not saying it's the right thing, but very often I can trace the tracks of how we got to here.
That's why there's something called like random acts of violence. Where it's like you don't understand why he just shot that person on the street.
Right.
Usually it's like, oh, you didn't like this person, and this happened, and
they said this, and they used that, and then it escalated. I gotta get it.
Yeah.
And you did that because you thought it would make you feel better. I was so happy I did it because I was so fucking mad. And I was like, God fucking damn it! And I fucking threw it. And I shattered. I broke the door, broke the window, broke a bunch of glasses inside, and I was instantly in a great mood. I was like,
Did it make you be like, all right, I gotta calm down, or you were just like laughing that you were? Because sometimes when I do get that inanimate object rage, and I'm making things worse for myself, where it's just like, if I just calm down and like move it this way, it'll be fine. But I choose to fucking go crazy, and then when shit gets really fucked up, I'm like, all right, I gotta relax.
Yeah.
Calm down, you fucking moron.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Yeah.
Fucking
what am I doing,
dude? I gotta clean up a shitload of glass.
Yes.
It is, every time I break something, I'm instantly in a better mood. Immediately.
Were you the type of guy to like punch holes in his walls?
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
he's
my
a
God.
big meathead puncher.
You should have seen my college.
I think that is the dumbest fucking thing. When I see guys do that and they inevitably like break a knuckle, I'm like, that was not fucking worth it.
It caught my sophomore year, my Villa Cortez in Tallahassee apartment. That thing.
But were you punching but it was easy to punch?
It was easy. It was easy to punch.
Like when Kevin Brown punched a fucking brick wall and broke his hand, and it's like, well, now what are you gonna do, dickhead?
Yeah.
If you can just easily put your hand through some drywall, it's like whatever. But the people who like will punch something that is like you now have broken fingers, I think you're the dumbest fucking assholes in the world.
I'll pretty rarely do that, but it's.
Jackie was like, wow.
Well, it's just funny because like the trope is holes in the wall and Saturdays are for the boys' flag.
Yeah. I mean,
the holes came first.
The flag covers the holes.
Yeah, no, that apartment. It's the apartment I got robbed in. Like I remember someone looked up like the Villa Cortez like apartment hunter or whatever you call it, like ratings, and everything was like 0. And the whole hands went through pretty easily. But when I moved out of that apartment, there were 20 holes in the walls.
This is why I don't get why you guys are like, women can't like run the country because they're like.
It's true.
What are you talking about? I never said.
No, not you guys.
Oh yeah, that argument I'm constantly making.
Yeah. No, I think there's two like girls are overly emotional with like they'll cry, and guys will get have rage. But also, like,
guys have started all the wars.
Yeah, and especially like it's one thing if like you're
except
if
Helen.
there's really no reason worth punching a fucking wall. But 99% of the time, it's because of sports.
I was gonna say,
It's
but there is a reason.
My sport team lost, and I start punching a hole through a wall, and then you turn around and go, "Women can't lead countries; they're too emotional." It's like,
the reason I think it's a lot because I think you feel so much better. It's like when you stub your toe and you're like, "Fuck," and you're fine right away. You're immediately fine. Rage makes you feel better.
Like I
that might be a Feitelberg feeling.
Dude.
I'm sure there's plenty of guys that agree with you, but I don't do the rage. I usually do the like stay overly calm sort of thing. Almost like trying to be condescending, like if the other person's getting angry.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be as calm as I can to piss them off.
Yeah, but then I go into a room and destroy it.
That's funny.
Then I go into a room and it looks like a twister just came through.
Like a fucking chimpanzee. Oh, by the way.
That was the first time my parents made me go to therapy.
You destroyed a room.
Oh,
yeah, you threw a
chair
through a window.
Yeah.
When you were like 8, right?
I was in elementary school. I just grabbed a chair and threw it out a window. My mom was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yo, I'm thinking about that now. Keegan's a little bit younger. He's turning 7 in like a month. If Keegan threw a fucking chair out a window right now, I would be like, "Yo, we have to send you away. We're locking you up, dude."
I remember it was in my bedroom, and I had a chair at my desk. It was honestly so smooth. Where I grabbed it and crow off. And what happened?
Dude, that is crazy. like not only did you do it, but it's like that was a little too easy for young John Henry. That's crazy. It's a miracle you're not like an actually violent guy. Just you got all the meathead running through you. You got the body to fucking kill somebody. By the way, go watch the Out of Order vlog. You in the Fiat was even better than I expected. Were you hamming it up a little bit, or was it that tight?
No.
I was like, this might be acting because he's really struggling.
It's not hamming it up. The first 5 seconds, I couldn't find it. It wasn't a very noticeable door handle.
Yeah.
So I wasn't struggling. I just couldn't see it.
Right.
And then,
but that like, and then when you stand up and your whole top half disappears, you look like George Mirasan in a car. It was
like a glove, baby.
That vlog was so good, man.
Paz is unbelievable.
Yo, he's so good that like I was like, we should just do any sort of vlog. It doesn't even need to be good because he just makes it look good, and then everyone's like, "Wow, this looks great." The content could suck, and it's just like, "Wow, look at these transitions and look at this and that."
Dude, I don't think you had it in the original draft you sent me. Yeah. When you have the fucking Porsche whip around and like erase Turin.
So cool.
Damn cool,
dude. That was cool. I'm sure he's like, that's so easy to do. Like you're all morons, but yeah, the vlog was outstanding. Next voicemail. That's kind of a clever way to not show your face.
Hey guys, here's my submission for the month of May. So I have milk crates at work, and on them it's labeled misuse punishable by law. And I looked, and it's like a $1,000 to $1,000 fine. It makes me think, did P. Diddy ever do a milk crate challenge? Is that what the milk crate challenge was for? To get people to jail for doing some Al Capone style stuff? Thoughts?
I thought it was going to go a different direction where there's so many, like, remember growing up, the pillow tags?
Yeah.
There's a couple of those things where it's like, this is punishable by law.
Connecticut is still, and I think there are many states like this, or a couple, like, I want to say it's more than 4 women can't live together.
Yeah, the brothel law.
Yeah.
I think that's Massachusetts, too. No?
Is it, Matt? I don't know. I only know Connecticut because I had friends who went to Quinnipiac, and that's why they couldn't have sorority houses.
I feel like I've heard that about in Massachusetts
really?
schools as well.
I actually weirdly didn't really have any friends who went to Massachusetts schools.
Yeah, I think it's single women too.
Yeah.
I guess like a bunch of married chicks could all live in, like if you have like 5 married couples living together, that's okay.
It's a polycule.
But more than 4 single women living in a house together is considered a brothel. Because you guys are selling your bodies. 4 single chicks, you're whores. Those girls are all whores automatically. There's no other reason that 4 girls would ever live together except for whoring themselves out. There really are still some probably archaic ass laws out there.
Yeah,
that are,
for
like-
sure.
And when you think about the shit that like,
Well, there's it's episode of Designated Survivor, shout out, where
Great
he has someone from maybe the UAE, I forget, Saudi Arabia, somewhere like that, and they come with their child bride, and he's like, "This is insane, can't have this, yada yada yada," and so he immediately goes to the podium and is like, "We have to ban, I won't do any business with people who have child brides and stuff like that." And then they find out it's everywhere in America.
Everybody's got 'em. Yeah,
and it's and then I don't know how true this is to reality, but in the show when they're trying to ban it in America, it's both sides don't want it to be banned. It is because it's the Christian.
The only thing that can unite us is fucking kids.
It's Christian conservatives don't want, they don't want that to lose that inability. And I forget what liberals' issue with it was. And again, I don't know if that's what happens in the actual world, but it's what happened in the show. And it was like every state you can have child brides.
That's wild.
like all 50,
all of them. Yeah,
You need a parent's signature or something like that,
Sure,
but it's not that hard to get.
Yeah,
And then he realized he's going to lose every voter if he bans child brides, so he does not.
That's like a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, KFC Radio. So, I think I have a new one that you guys probably have not heard before. So, to preface this, technically, I am disabled. I have epilepsy that falls under the ADA and everything. So, technically, I qualify for things. The Summer Special Olympics are coming up. I can't tell if my boyfriend is lying or not, but he said he signed me up to compete. Now, the question is, do I go and compete? Because there's two outcomes. If I lose, I lost Special Olympics and I'm like, aside from my seizure disorder, which is under control, I function normally. I have a job, like I live my life, I drive my car and everything.
By the way,
but if I lose, I might lose like to someone who's like missing limbs and stuff. So, also, like, what's the penalty for my boyfriend? What an asshole, like, signing me up without my permission. It's like, you're just doing this to make fun of me. I really need to know your thoughts, and, like, if I win, what should his punishment be? And if I lose, what's my punishment? I would love to hear your input. I really think this is a great mix of, like, a what if and a mix of am I an asshole?
It's a great move. Secretly signing someone up for the Special Olympics is awesome.
It's the greatest boyfriend move of all time.
I mean,
I signed my girirlfriend up for the Special Olympics.
I don't know.
No, she's allowed to participate.
I don't know how he presented it to her. You get like an email. You throw a little piece of paper across the table, like, hey babe, check that out. I don't know how it got announced, but that's an awesome move. Secondly, the way she was like, I live my life, I have a job, and I can drive a car. Like, pretty much everybody in the Special Olympics can do all those things, too.
Dude, you're epileptic. The only thing you can't do is ride, like, rides with laser beams on them. You just can't see shows at the Sphere. You can do everything else.
Pretty much everybody can like, have a job. What would be the ultimate? If this bitch went, it did it, and had a seizure in the middle of her event. She was like, I'm so fast, I'm going to dust these guys.
And still won.
Yeah. That should be...
It's the new rabbit in the hair, or tortoise in the hair.
Yeah.
She's the hare, just sprinting ahead, having seizures, getting back up, sprinting ahead.
She should do it to even the playing field. You can't take your medication.
That's fair.
Like they don't have the other disabilities don't have a solution.
Well, but in that argument, you'd have to say, well, you can't put on your fake leg.
I do agree with that, by the way. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I think they should have to do it without that. That's what this is all about, right?
If I can't take my medicine, you can't
have
use
your fake leg.
Nothing a doctor has added to the mix is allowed in this race.
I think isn't that what kind of like PEDs are?
Yeah.
So it's I think that's the way the regular sports are being done. So I guess it depends on what she's good at. Imagine if she just like dominated every fucking
bro. I'd love her to go be point guard at Team USA. Dude, that would be. I mean, there's obviously. First of all, shout out to The Ringer.
This movie is
Johnny Knoxville
done.
movie.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be able to do it, but I would love to. Just to walk in.
I would love someone else to do it and watch it and all that. I don't think I could do it myself.
Yeah, you walk in the Special Olympics with an epilepsy, everyone's looking at you like you're Team Iceland at the Goodwill games.
Yeah.
Like, those are the bad boys over there, dude.
Right. They're all, you look normal, you're acting normal, everything else is good. How is this possible? Epilepsy. Fucking the epileptics are doing it again.
But also, I do think as like Special Olympics start local, as you move up the Special Olympics, I'm sure she could win in wherever she is. You're gonna lose.
I was gonna say this. Is there something we don't know about the story where like you're an all-American track runner or something?
Yeah.
Because like you'll get smoked by these guys. I don't think I could win a single Special Olympics event.
There's maybe local. Like I think this because I know I had a friend whose sister had special needs and she used to do the like local to our town. And we'd go, because it would just be at like the high school football field and stuff like that. It wasn't big.
Yeah.
As you move up, I imagine the competition gets pretty tight.
I would definitely think so. I also think there's a difference between like if you are missing a limb versus like you have a mental disability. You know what I mean? I'm sure they did, they separate all that out, but yeah, you're talking pretty fucking confident. This epileptic
it's like
chick
wipe the floor with these fucking speds. Sped was a word, man. Sped was great.
That's a good one. And you can still kind of get away with it. It's like it's not like the worst, But if you know what it is.
The
final answer, though. I mean, I feel like you can't back out.
Yeah, you can't back out. You gotta go.
You gotta go do it.
But the thing is, while you're there, I would feel so uncomfortable being me. I'm just assuming I can just do this and have epilepsy. I don't really know.
Yeah, right.
But if I was me and I just had my epilepsy, I think I'd show up
and be too afraid to do it.
No, I think I would act. I think I'd like kind of. I think I'd have to like.
You'd act like mental or
think
physical. Would you throw in a limp, or would you be like?
I'd probably go limp. I'd probably go limp. But yeah, I mean, limp's just the safest way to go.
I don't think limp is enough, though. I don't think you can be like, "Oh, you're in the Special Olympics because you got a limp."
Yeah. I also have a stutter.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Would you throw if you had a limp, a stutter, and you? And honestly, if they asked you math questions, I think you would qualify.
Yeah. I wouldn't want that. Like we were talking about with Iceland and so I wouldn't want that air about me.
Well, I think
they're
it would
thinking
be,
there's the fucking.
I think if you're gonna do it, you got to do it and be like, "Fuck it!" Like you got to talk shit. You got to be like, "I smoked you guys." You can't be like, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah,
you got to be the fucking villain, man. You gotta be like
you guys suck at this.
Yeah.
You guys suck.
No, seriously. No, for real. I mean, you guys suck.
Dude, I hope all you got picked last in gym class because you guys are all terrible.
Last one, or was that three? One more.
What up, guys? I was listening to Tuesday's episode, and KFC, or should I say, future president-elect KFC, you almost have my vote. You were going to create the Department of Wedding Vendor Oversight.
Yep.
Which I fully endorse as someone that's about to get married this summer. I need you to go a step further. Outlaw save the dates. Save the dates are one of the worst rackets of all the wedding vendor rackets. It's a fucking letter that you spend hundreds of dollars on, mail to 100 people, go to the fucking post office to say, hey, you're about to get another letter in a couple months that actually tells you the event details. It is a huge racket. Matter of fact, eliminate invitations too. Mm-hmm. Every invitation we send, half of my friends fucking lose it and just text me and I send them to the fucking website. And then the other half look at it, go to the website, say yes or no. Make it all virtual. Then you have my vote. I'm interested in other wedding related crimes that you would outlaw.
Bro, they're all crimes against humanity. Like
I completely disagree with everything you just said though. Not everything, but the virtual stuff. I am on the exact opposite side.
I knew you would be.
Ban virtual
love that
invitations.
shit.
Not even just.
I don't need the virtual, but I don't need $7,500 invitations.
But it's not even for wedding. I don't even weddings. Whatever. I like getting the invitation. I kind of put them up. Whatever. But that's the virtual invitation for just regular parties.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's it.
Because
I get it. My family. It's not really my friends who do it, but it's
shit, right?
Family for different birthdays and gatherings, stuff like that. And then I'll see it, and 99% of the time I don't go because I live here. And I'll get a text from my mom like, "Hey, can you reply to so and so's thing?" And I'm not going.
Yeah,
so
right,
can you
right.
And then to say no,
it forces you to RSVP because it's like they make it easy for you in a way, and then it's like I don't want to say no, and then they.
But even to go to say no, I have to give them all my information. And I'm like, well, why does this fucking website?
Yeah,
it is bringing sand to the beach. There's 10 billion websites that have all my information, but it's like I'm not going to the party in Massachusetts.
No.
I live in New York.
I'm with you on that. And I also do think your wedding is a big enough thing where like, I mean, half the time I think those like things are spam and you know what I mean. I don't even look at it. So I do think we're probably still in a world where a paper invitation for your wedding is fine.
I think you can skip out and save the date, but
yeah.
I mean the invitation's nice. It's a nice.
Yeah, but you haven't paid for them yet. When you're paying for it, it's fucking it's insane. It's criminal. But
here's the thing with
robbery.
that too.
It's like there's a market for it. I guess
you cannot do it.
Yeah, but you can't like that's why as president when I win, I will ban it because it's much like when I say I'm going to make paternity tests mandatory. Prenups mandatory because there's an awkwardness inherently and you get socially pressured into not doing these things or doing these things. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to outlaw it so that you don't even feel the pressure because I'm with you and I was like, I don't think we should spend the money on it. But there was a little part of me being like, there are going to be people who think I'm like trash because I don't have like the right calligraphy on my, and if it was just like not allowed to do it, you're not allowed to spend more than $1,000 on this. It's illegal. You will go to jail.
You know what? If we're going to do all this like societal pressure thing, I think you'd have to ban getting married in your 20s. Because then you don't care about pressures anymore.
I did this episode when you were gone. You want to run with me? We can be running mates.
It's just like you get like banned it.
I thought about this before because there's other rules for shit. You know what I mean? Like we randomly pick 18, we randomly pick 21. It's not, and they've made marriage you can't like put an age on like love, but marriage is not love. Marriage is a government thing that gets done. The same way you go get a government license. The same way the government says you can't drink before you're 21. If you're gonna sign up for our marriage thing, you can't do it until you're at least 30. I love that
because in your 30, you don't like maybe a little bit later after 30, like 32, 33. I stopped caring about pressures.
Yeah,
but when you
in the beginning, absolutely.
I'm like when you're in your 20s, you're very much
keeping up with the Joneses,
susceptible to pressures like that.
Totally.
I'm just gonna do what I want to do. How about that?
Yes, yeah. I really don't know if it was like it's almost like I don't know how to do this because you have to go through it to learn from it. So you know, but like I was still such a kid when I got married. Yeah. Like, I think about the way I was moving, the way I was thinking and acting and shit, like, and now having gone through it and getting divorced and now I think I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
I was not even in the right stratosphere to get married. And I was like 30, it's just like, you have not done anything in life yet other than like get fucked up and party and like stumble to your job. You know what I mean? It's just, you have no perception on anything where you do think that the flowers matter and the invitations matter and this, and it's like, I don't know how you can make young people not feel that way because they haven't lived it yet, but we'll try. We're going to fucking ban you.
There's so much pressure to do all that. I'm not a wedding expert by any means. The great weddings I've been to were all in backyards.
Yep.
Just small little things where it's like, fun.
Think about
yours doesn't count because we didn't really know each other that well. But and I didn't know anyone else at the wedding. So the great weddings I've been to are everyone's friends with everyone.
You don't have to walk on eggshells about my wedding. It's fine.
You know what I mean, though. That was one where
it's like any
we
other
just
party.
sat at the table with JJ because we didn't know anybody else.
The
wedding, every wedding I've been to in a backyard, everyone knows everyone. You play the band, you drink all night.
Yes,
that's it.
It's like any
the
party,
tent was
man.
probably expensive. Aside from that. I don't think they were very expensive.
Think about like when you have the best parties are the ones that are like kind of just cobbled together at the last second. The ones that are like, we're planning the big blowout of the year. It's like, I don't know, there's too many people. It's bad. It sucks. Remember that one time, though, where we just like grabbed a keg and we woke up and we're day drinking and blah, blah, blah? It's the same fucking thing. Same thing applies. But yeah,
right, I get it right.
We can run on the same ticket. All right, Feitelberg is gone. But I do have to say that the response from the KFC Radio presidential platform episode has been a strong one. A lot of people are agreeing with the platform, everything from riding trains to banning weddings and everything in between. And I'm also finding out a lot of people are reaching out about certain things that have actually already been fixed. Like when we had the idea to crowdsource health insurance, there's a company that already does that called Crowd Health. So they reached out to me and they were like, this is actually something we do. And we can even like create like a stoolie network. So I don't know. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on with that. So check out Crowd Health. They seem like they're fixing the problem we were talking about. And right now we're going to get into our interview with Sal Vulcano. He's got a new special out. He's on tour. You know him from Impractical Jokers. You know him from Hey Babe, Tastebuds, one of the hardest working men in Hollywood. It's brought to you by Aura Frames. Father's Day is coming up. And nobody ever knows what to get their dad. And Aura Frames is a perfect solution to that problem. It's a digital picture frame where you can upload new photos of your kids, your family, and you don't have to ever have, actual photos to hang. You can make a slideshow. You can send it to other family members. It is basically having photos of your family in the 21st century. Dads are so difficult to shop for, but deep down, we all know that dads and grandfathers, they all love their kids, and they love seeing pictures of them. And so you can get this digital picture frame where you can take your picture, send it to the frame. At grandpa's house, all of a sudden, a new picture comes up. Or maybe your dad, you're taking 1 million photos, and you don't know which one to hang. You can have a slideshow that rotates in all your favorite pictures of your kids. It lets you share and display unlimited photos, and it's super easy to upload them and share on the Aura app. So you can personalize the frame. You can have photos preloaded. It's really a very good sentimental gift for Father's Day. So go to auraframes.com. It's AURA frames.com/KFC and get $30 off their best-selling frame. That's auraframes.com/KFC. The deal ends June 18th. So don't wait. Use code KFC at checkout to save. Terms and conditions apply. Let's get into it with Sal. What would you have an alarm at 4 o'clock for?
I have alarms all day long, man.
Yes, me too, dude.
What, you got to take your birth control?
I don't remember anything.
Yeah. Apparently, yeah.
I have to set the alarms.
That's crazy.
I mean, one's at 9 o'clock. It says, "Don't eat junk food. Don't eat food."
Do you follow that one?
I don't remember that.
That one I turn off right away.
Dude, I've been trying to work on my snacking.
Yeah.
So everything is sugar free now. And it just
sucks.
No, it actually tastes
really,
but it just destroys.
But sugar free, like the fake shit, because they say that's worse.
It's and it's
like your stomach.
It wreaks havoc on me.
You just say,
like I wake up in the morning like in physical pain.
Well, yeah, because I think it's bad for you, but I feel like our bodies are so like a well-oiled machine with this sugar.
You guys think I'm absolutely crazy. But I have OCD. I have ADD. One OCD thing, just one. It's with corners near my face. I'm not even making a joke. We can talk about it. We can talk about it. But I'm like, that's why I put my phone like right here to like cancel out the corner.
No way.
Yeah, because I'm talking to you guys. I'm just like, I hope it doesn't.
So what? You're gonna hit your head on it?
Nah, it's not explainable.
I think we should just.
It's not.
Is this like this? I'm done. Now it's good. I'm good.
It's not explainable.
100%. Fully done. Good.
Did you ever like fall as a kid and like hit your head on the?
Now I'm great. I can talk to you for hours. All right. This looks ridiculous.
No.
We can talk about it. Why it's like that.
Wait, it
looks like we just met by accident here.
Right. Did you like fall and hit your head on a corner one day or something?
I don't know, man. I don't know if this is what it's from, but this side, one of my eyes has a red dot in it. One of them has like a red scar right here.
Yep.
Yeah, my sister hit me in the face with a Malibu Ken doll when I was like 8 or something like that. And that could be the reason.
Well, was it in package of the corner? Or
No,
like,
it was his plastic can coming right out.
so just anything that could, anything that could
no,
do
I don't
damage.
think that's what it is. I just said an OCD thing.
I did it. I put my brother through a table, not through it, but we were playing floor hockey as kids, and it's actually like exactly right there. Like
Oh, really?
He's got a scar, like right there. They needed stitches and all that good stuff. And I remember I had a fear for a little while afterwards. Because even though I was the one who did it, but I was like, that looks
that's
bad.
traumatic for you too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I knew a kid who he was playing on the back of a recliner.
Yeah.
And it went down, and he hit the windowsill, and his 2 teeth went up back into his gums.
Oh no.
You want to just keep doing gross
that's
injuries?
horrific.
Because I got another one.
I have a chip front tooth that of all things, I chipped on a Miller High Life bottle.
You're trying to open
it's
it?
It's not worth it. I mean, that's not worth it. Changing your face look. I was making a joke too. I used to bartend. I was at the bar and I said something. I went to swig it for comedic effect, and it hit my tooth and chipped off. This was like over 10 years ago, and then I lived with it, insecure about it for like 10 years. Then like a year ago, I was at the doctor and I was like, the dentist, and I was like, I have this chip. I don't know what to do. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, you want to fix that? I said, how much? He goes, it's nothing free. I said, you're going to fix this for free in 1 minute? I'm going to do it for 10 years. All I do when I look at a photo is look at the Miller High Life chip. And he came in, he matched it exactly, put it in front of my face, and it was one of those moments where I was like so overjoyed but furious.
Yeah. A decade of stress.
It was 1 minute. It's like I got to ask questions.
Did you not go to the dentist for 10 years before that?
No. But I just never really
brought it up.
Yeah.
My dad,
like a while though.
My dad he got in a car accident when he was younger. He was missing his 2 front teeth. And
what did he ask for Christmas?
I discovered that as like a 5-year-old.
No.
When he sneezed at the dinner table and his teeth went flying across the table. And I was like,
Dad's head's falling apart.
He got no food. He got no money. My dad's teeth are falling out.
We're white trash? What the hell?
Dude,
I don't frequent strip clubs. I could count on my hand as many times, but I was in Myrtle Beach like over 10 years ago for a friend's bachelor party. We went golf, whatever. I don't even golf either, but and a stripper, right? That's what they're called.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes the name changes.
Yeah.
I was in a chair and she sat down. She walked over, got on her knees in front of me, and then she went, "I swear to you," she was like rubbing my leg, and she went, "You want to see something cool?" And I went, "What?" And she goes, "Ah." And she spit all of her teeth out.
No way!
Yeah, and then she had gum, and she was like, "Ah!" And she was like, "They love it when I gum them."
Oh my god!
And I was horrified.
They love it when I gum
I was
them.
absolutely horrified. I mean, that's crossing a line.
Yeah.
I'm a patron. I wasn't paying.
Usually, you at least check, feel it out.
Yeah, let me know about that shit. It was scary. It wasn't even like, ew.
She did say, "Do you want to see something cool?" So I mean,
But I always argue with strip clubs that I'm also not a strip club guy. If someone in the group is like, we're going to a strip club, I'll tag along, but it's not my idea ever.
Yeah.
And I have always argued that it's more for the story and fun than it is to get turned on.
Yeah.
So I like when something wacky like that happens. Like,
yeah.
I don't
so uncomfortable.
I don't want my story from the strip club to be like, dude, there was this chick who was so fucking hot.
My boner was so big,
like,
bro.
Yeah, no shit. You were at a strip club.
Yeah. But I the guys who you can tell are into it.
Yeah.
For like, because they're hot
it
versus
feels
like,
uncomfortable.
if you can put on a circus display for me, like, I'm all for it.
No,
it's like
then they
going to
always
the zoo.
come around to see, and I always have to be like, before they even get to me, I'm like,
No. Yeah, I know. I hate that.
Don't come near me, but I don't want to lead you on either.
Right.
I don't want to give you money for anything. I don't need to see you,
Dude,
but I'm
but then
here.
you feel bad saying no, and it's just like,
Sometimes I'll give it like a thing, and I'm like, I don't need to go.
I went to a bachelor party in Miami recently, and we went to Tootsie's, which I'd never been to. Actually, I'll be honest.
That sounds like an old school one.
When I was there, I realized I have been here before. I went with Willie Cologne.
That's a great feeling.
It was like Memento. It was like Memento.
I went with Willie Cologne when we were in Miami for the Super Bowl, and
right.
I started looking around, and I was like, oh no, I've been here.
What is Tootsie's like old Vegas, or is it just?
No, it's in Miami. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just like popular. I don't know if it's old or...
It's a former Costco. So it's humongous.
I did not know that.
What? I think it's the biggest strip club in the world.
It better be. There's something that could beat a Costco.
So what did they do? Like $100 packs for like 10 strip?
Well,
like,
I was on a bachelor party.
They got the dollar hot dogs.
I was on a bachelor party, and like the guys who had the party knew the owner, so they set us up, and we get to the VIP, and it was honestly, it was the most turned off I've ever been in my life, and I think it must be how like women feel walking into every club, because it was
just getting gawked at.
Like the owner had, I guess, like gotten girls ready and all that stuff. So we're like waiting.
He's like, "All right, girls, get ready."
It was honestly that. So we're sitting down in the corner booth like that, and there were, no joke, 30 women waiting for us to sit, like just standing there like at the ready. And I was like, this sucks. And then they got over and they like started dancing on us and whispering like, "You want to go do coke and fuck in the bathroom?" And I was like, yeah, more than it. Never mind.
Definitely.
This is pretty sweet.
That's out of the gate, which means that's the opening line to everyone.
Well,
so how much coke and sex is that person having a week?
We got there so late. We got there like 2 a.m. So I think they were just throwing. They were throwing Hail Marys.
It was coke hours.
Yeah, big time. Hey, can you gum me? Yeah. What's your teeth situation, babe?
But it was like kind of disappointing to realize how like primal all your masculine urges are, because like sitting there objectively, I was like, this is disgusting and I do not approve of this. I was like, do you want to come fuck me? I was like, this is the best.
2 things can be true at the same time. I used to, when I was younger, there was a strip club in Jersey that all the kids in like college, we would go there. Like it was the ones that was like open during the week and they had like a buffet.
Yeah.
And so we would go to that one back then, and it was like $5, $10 to get in, whatever it was. But if you went enough, like if you went a couple times, like whatever,
punch
they
cards?
gave you, they asked you to sign the if you just signed the mailing list, that's what it was. If you signed the mailing list, they sent you what looks like, I guess, a Costco card. You know?
Yeah,
you have to show your Costco card when you went in. That would be cool. And then they send you, and then you don't have to pay anymore. So it's really like, if you're paying at the door, you just didn't sign up for the mailing list.
Just write your name
it's a
down.
sucker's thing, right? So everyone, we knew we'd go more than once, then you get it, right? So I was like, all right, I wrote it, not thinking it's getting mailed to the house.
Oh no!
So so me and my dad had the same name. So my stepmom opened the envelope, and it was like the gold card for like this could go Rama. And it was the gold card, and she came to me and she's like, "This came in the mail. Is this yours?" And I looked, because it had like a paper in there too, like with the address and so on, like not an invoice, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I opened it up and it just said Sal Vulcano, I was like, it's not mine. I was like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's junk mail, maybe it's that. I don't know. I threw it out, waited 10 minutes, got right back in the garbage, got that back out, never paid a cover charge.
That's great. That is a good one. So wait, we got a special, and I saw the tour you're on is, I believe you said, if your city is not mentioned in this, don't worry, I'm coming to every city on earth.
Yeah.
So big things going on right now. I feel like
I can't believe this is your first stand-up.
Yeah, I never put anything to tape. I had a couple of TV things, but like, yeah, and that's actually like the whole thing is like I've been touring nonstop, and a lot of people don't know I'm a comic. You know,
right.
My fans do, but I'm trying to educate other people. So like finally to get this, I had the time to do this, to get it out there, just trying to reach a new audience. Yeah. So, more people can come see me and all that stuff.
But I mean, you almost have this like ace up your sleeve where it's like there's the fans that watch the show and know you're a comic, but then there's probably still a lot that watch the show and don't know you're a comic who will want to go see you right away. They just need to know.
That's what I'm hoping.
They just need to find out.
Yeah.
And once you do that, you probably like doubled your audience, which is already fucking huge.
Yeah, and then it's on YouTube and it's free. Everyone has it. Yeah. Like text the link, someone's watching it. So it's called Terrified. Yeah, it's out right now. It's on 800-Pound Gorilla's channel, which is, I know that sounds weird to people, like a stand-up comedy channel. Yep. My channel is like algorithms to podcasting.
Got it.
So
I was wondering why you didn't just do it yourself.
Yeah, I might put it up on mine later, but they're a partner in this with me, so we put it up there.
That's a lot of foresight. That's an impressive amount of foresight.
Yeah, man, I had conversations with YouTube executives that we really, really did it in a certain way.
Oh, really?
Right. Yeah. So so that's out now.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is that a Todd Snyder shirt? in the special?
Oh, what?
in the special.
No, it's actually a tombolo.
They look like a Todd Snyder, though.
Yeah.
It's a nice shirt.
That's so funny. I
Jumps
just
out.
learned about Todd Snyder.
Really?
I love
Yeah,
that.
I bought my first Todd Snyder shirt not even 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I had a photo shoot, and I had to get a whole bunch of clothes, and like my lady was like, "Oh, what about this website?" And I was like, "I'll try." And I have a shirt.
It looks very Todd Snyder.
I was like, how did I not know about this guy?
I thought I fucking nailed it, man.
$280 for a knit shirt. I was like, no way. The tags are still on it. I'm not joking. Since I'm a kid, I have about 50% of my wardrobe has tags on it still, because I don't know.
Wait,
I might take.
Do you wear it with a tag on?
Yeah, we're tag.
No way, dude.
I swear. My life, I've been public about this, because it's really first for like it's really first about like whatever the place's return window is.
Yeah,
30, 60, 90. But then you gotta be honest. I forget they're on there. But then I went ahead and said, F that, and I went on eBay or Amazon and I bought the tagging gun.
So you could retag.
Yeah, because once you I don't understand. I don't understand. They're like ironclad law. Is like if the little plastic thing is off, no way. But if it's on, it doesn't matter what happened to it. So I'm like, well, I'm going to get it. So
So
if I ever did take one off in the past, I would take them all off, and I had a cigar box full of the tags. So that if I wore it and I was like, this is tight, I don't like the way I would just tag it again and bring it back. Then I was like, why am I doing this extra step? Now I just leave the tags on.
Dude. Now we're going to turn into a real therapy session here because, Sal, you're probably aware of this. You're a rich man.
What? I save money. I save my money. Yeah.
So is this from
principle? It's principle.
It's principle?
Had nothing to do with the money. I just, I hate feeling like I made the wrong decision.
That's therapy. There it is. There it is.
I'm an overthinker.
It's not even the principle of returning. It's about the decision making.
Yeah. So if I pay money for a shirt and then I don't like it or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm stuck with this thing.
Did you ever? Did you make a bunch of bad decisions in your life? You're doing great, so I'd imagine not.
I have. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, I just overthink. I'm therapy for overthinking. Like, well, for many things, but like, it's one of the things. Like, even like an easy decision will take me like 5 minutes.
Like that's really crippling.
It can be crippling. Yeah, and combine it with ADHD. You know what I mean? But there's just this thing that like I will spend, picking out a shirt, right? Like on a website, I'll spend an hour on that, and I have to like break myself away. You know what I mean? Or even just like being like the simplest thing, like, do I want to? I don't even know what to tell you. The easiest thing you could tell me. You know what I mean? I'm just like. All right. What flight to take? I'm just like,
well, I was going to say,
I have like a pie chart up. Like, all right, if I can leave that, what? What's that?
Like in your world, there's a lot of that. What theater to play? What place to?
Yeah, but that's
how much to price tickets? How much to fly?
Those are real choices.
So it's the little things that fuck you.
It's anything. It's anything. Yeah. I just want to make sure I made the best decision. You know what I mean?
Do you regret doing this?
No.
Can I get my money back on this one? Dude, the tag gun that's commitment.
Yeah.
So that puts the tag on the...
I got the tag on 25 years ago. Yeah. I still have it. It's in my it's in my laundry room drawer.
And this is to put like the tag back on like the tag?
Yeah, it's got a needle. You like thread a needle with the plastic, and I have long and short.
Got it. Yeah.
So I can accommodate any style. What I used to do is I used to literally make a note of where the tag was on the shirt before I ripped it. Because I had a couple of awkward moments where they're like, we don't tag there. We tag here. And I was like, well, I don't know who got this before me and brought it back.
Somebody tagged it there and it wasn't me.
What percentage of shirts are you returning?
I usually don't really return them.
You were going to say that.
I was.
I never do.
But I have. But the percentage is low. It's just a safety net.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yo,
it's the comfort of knowing. It's the comfort of knowing that if I feel like I made the right choice, I have a backup plan.
That's it.
I'm backup plan. Unreal backup plan guy.
But just let it go, brother.
I know.
You don't need to have a backup plan for your shirts.
I know.
You need to have a backup plan for if something goes wrong on tour, not my shirt.
I know.
See, but to take this back,
I know. I'm self-aware.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
I'll pull myself away from it
world
sometimes.
If you're self-aware, you can be as crazy as you want, but if you know it, then it's all good.
But the backup plan is the money. Like, you don't need any plans when you have money.
Yeah, but
just like
you don't even need the first plan.
On principle, I also don't like to be wasteful.
Yeah, that
You know
I
what I
get.
mean?
That I
Yeah,
get. Where you're like, oh, I don't want to wait. But
One time, whenever Wii came out, right? The Wii, Nintendo Wii.
Wii, yeah.
So I got it at Target, right? I brought it home, and like, for some reason, some discs didn't play in it, like for months and months. Like the Wii Sports it came with, it wouldn't play.
Okay.
Right? So that was out of the box. I knew this. And I kept being told, oh, no, you're doing it wrong, this, that, the other, whatever. And it's the disc. So I brought it, finally, months later, I brought it to a friend's house. I put it in, and the disc worked. So I'm like, something's up with my Wii.
Yeah.
Right? So, but it was past Target's 90-day return period. So I'm like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. They're not going to get over on me. So what I did was I keep the boxes for my electronics, right?
I know it.
So I packaged the Wii up as it had come, and it was in neat condition. And I went to Target and I bought a new Wii.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So, but here's where my plan went horribly wrong. I bought a new Wii. And I made a thing about it, right? I was like, oh, I'm buying this. I was like, what is your return policy? Because I'm buying this for my niece. And I just want to make sure, like, she wants it or, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, 90 days. I'm like, okay, great. I walk out to the car. I get my Wii. I put the new Wii and I walk right back in. I go, I just called my sister. She already bought it. Right?
There's levels to this shit,
Because I wasn't going to make 2 trips. So she already bought it. And they go, okay, whatever. And they take the thing and they scan it and they go, scan it and scan. They go, this isn't the Wii you just got.
No.
And I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? I just was in here. They're like, no. They turn the box. They go, every Wii has a serial number that's on the receipt, and it's the serial number is on the box of the Wii and on the Wii itself, and that wasn't matching the serial.
Oh, so they
number.
actually looked at the console itself.
Yeah, the console, but that's also on the box,
right?
And the console, and it's on the receipt. So he's like, I can't take this back, and I'm like, what do you mean you can't take it? I had to double down.
Yeah.
Because like, let's say I was innocent. How would I react?
Right. That's how you have to be. You have to be insulted.
I had to show him how I would react.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean not taking it back? He's like, this isn't matching. I go, and that's my problem? He goes, I said, I just was in here. I just walked in.
Yeah, you have to almost act like I don't even know what you mean matching. Like, this is
right.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, and so he's like, we can't take it back. I'm like, I want to see a manager, right? So let me think, because this has been a while. Let me think about exactly what I did.
This is unbelievable.
So okay. So I was like, no, they fought me tooth and nail. They wouldn't take it back. So I'm like, all right. So what I did was, I left. I saved this fight for another day. I took out my Wii. I put it in the box.
Yeah,
of the
that's
Wii
what you had to do.
That had the other serial number on it.
Yes.
And then I went back and I returned that, and they didn't know, weren't any of the wiser, right? Mm-hmm. A couple days go by, and I'm thinking, and I go, oh my God, I didn't clear the hard drive. All my information is on there. All my me's, like my face and everything, like the little guy that walks around and says Sal Vulcano, it's all still in there. My credit card is stored in there. It's all in there already. It was like that moment at the end of Usual Suspects when he drops the things like Kaiser. I was like, I remember when I found out everything was in slow motion, like the beaches of Normandy. And I'm like, what am I going to do about this now? Yeah. So I called up Q, my buddy from the show, whatever, because he was with me through all of this. God love him. And he's like, we got to go back. I said, what do we do? He goes, we have to look at the box you still have that is the actual serial number, and then we have to go in and find this, and I went back in, 2 days later, we don't even know if it was sold.
Right.
And they, believe it or not, you would think that it would be under glass or whatever, but all the Wii's were just, in boxes, like, accessible.
You found it?
And I found it. Yeah, there was like 30 Wii's there, and we just were going through all the things. But now I had to get that back.
Right.
So I had to buy it back. I had to buy that Wii back, and then go in the car, swap it for the Wii I stole, and then I returned the good Wii, and I still to this day have the bad Wii. So
I've heard a story about a woman.
Madness,
it's crazy, right? I know. I haven't talked about it in a while, and as I'm talking about it, I'm like, I sound psychotic.
Psychotic.
Yeah, I sound psychotic.
Well, there's a very famous story of a woman who internally drowned in order to get a Wii. Have you ever heard that?
She did what?
So it was a radio station in California had a contest.
I never heard that term before, but I get what it is.
Yeah, and the contest was hold your Wii, and you had to drink a gallon of water, and whoever didn't pee the longest got a Wii for free.
Okay.
And she drowned. She internally drowned from
Drinking too much water. It actually ended.
She died?
Yeah.
Dead. If you notice, like, they don't do that shit like anymore. Where it used to be like
I always heard, you can die from that. And she died on the radio station?
Would be
She
like,
died on. I think it was on
air.
I think so.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if it was on.
What a way to
It used to be like, come down here and do
your
this
wee
crazy
story's
thing.
worse.
Wait, what age was this person?
I think they're like an adult.
I think honestly, I think it starts. I'm sad you didn't know the reference. 'Cause I think it starts to get pretty dark. Where like I think she was doing it to win it for her kids for Christmas. And,
Dude, you didn't even. You should have said, You can't tell me that. I take that shit with me.
Wait, I was say when you didn't realize it right away, I was like, "Fuck, I have to explain what this means."
I swear to you, and I think we talked about this last time. But if we were on air and I heard that story myself, I would cry.
Really?
I would cry. That she was. How do you cope with that? Also,
you give her shit out of wee, bro.
You say mom's dead, but here's a wee.
Yeah, I mean the
say, "I'm next."
The person that has to relay that information to the children.
Mom drank so much water.
The obit,
oh my god,
the eulogy, like, oh my god,
Jesus Christ.
There's no preemptive sign that you're about to drown.
Yeah, I would guess.
It's
in movies
weird, it's got to be like one sip you're not at a certain point, and then one sip you are.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was just what the hell? There's no one there to like. Can't you get the water out of her?
You would think, man.
Just fill the water. Pee, Samantha.
Just CPR
push it out.
And shoot it out.
Just stab her in the belly and just
I've seen that with the tracheotomy.
like a balloon.
That's horrifically tragic.
Like one of the worst stories ever, right?
So there's 8 billion people on Earth.
And yours is worse.
I wonder how many people that we believe have been on Earth. Not that populated now. It's got to be. Hundreds of billion. Right? It's like
I feel like I remember hearing something about all of the people adding up till this point equals like the billions that are on the planet right now. But I might be making that up because I think for a long time there was only millions.
Sure,
and that's how many people.
Sure,
there
but
are
I feel like we've been at 7 to 8. Well, now we're at 8, but I remember 7 my whole life.
Yeah, it seemed like it platoved. I remember being like, we're going to be like 20 billion.
It's about to.
It's about the nosedive.
Yeah,
everybody's drinking too much water.
Well, no one's having kids. It's about to dive. I think like in 2 generations, it's going to dive.
They said it's you need to have. I just read this the other day, and there's a number. It's like you need to have like 2.4 births per household in order to keep your population growing. In like
enough another, but those kids, they never pan out.
But it's like it was like America, even China, and like a bunch of like the first world European countries are all like, we're rich and we I think want to just like have a fun life, and not have a bunch of kids.
Well, what I was getting at was that not one person in the history of humankind died the way she did.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe people drown from water, but not trying to win a wee.
Right. There's no one who
she's
ever
lived. One of 20
billions and billions.
Yeah.
Hey, crazy. At least she's got that going for her.
Yeah, we're talking.
Hey, at least it's a little cocktail story for the kids.
Yeah. Wow,
2 truths and a lie. My mom died trying to get a fucking wee.
Oh my god! How did they adjust?
They don't.
Oh my god! I'm gonna. This is gonna be with me for days.
Let me tell you a good story. I'll tell you a nice story. So I had my kids the other weekend, and I decided to go on a little staycation with them.
I love a staycation.
So we just got a hotel that I made sure had an indoor pool and all the fun shit. It's very funny. They're 8 and 6, and it was the first time I did it with them, and they like instantly did everything that I did as a kid. Like they were racing down the hallways, they were jumping on the bed, they wanted to go to the pool, and it's like they wanted to ride the elevators, and I was like, every generation does it. Huh?
It's so great.
But so I'm in the hotel, and I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think that televisions in hotels are from like 1997 still. I don't know how we have not gotten better with TVs.
I say it
in
all
hotels.
the time. I say it all. Some of them have like the first plasma. It's still like a half a foot thick.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's got the old remote.
Yeah.
So
remote.
I was like, my kids are so used to YouTube and on demand and everything they want, and I was like, we're just gonna have to watch cable.
Oh right? Yeah, because they don't have casting.
They
can't cast anything,
and
you're stuck watching Mario Lopez for the whole weekend.
And so it it was funny. We were like flipping around. First of all, I had to teach them about commercials. They were like, "What is this?" It's like, "These are commercials."
way.
I was like, "You know how like at the beginning of YouTube, there's like those 5 seconds. They usually last for like 30 seconds or a minute. It's crazy." But Impractical Jokers was on, and I watched it with my daughter, and she loved it. Loved it. And now it's like our little thing. It's because like it's not too much in the world that can keep parents, entertained, and the kids are allowed to watch,
Yeah.
And she was dying. It was where you had to try to introduce yourself to someone like as many times as you could without them noticing.
Okay.
And which you guys were just ridiculous with some of the outfits.
Yeah,
She's
that one. I know what you're
screaming at the
saying.
TV. How could they not know it was him again? It was very funny. So
that's
now we
great,
got
man.
Impractical Jokers on the list of things we can watch. So
Oh, that's awesome. But I'm still thinking about the dead woman.
Dude, the outfit changes. It's honestly probably my favorite PR stunt of all time is when Superman came out, the newest one. You remember this?
I don't remember.
When
Tell me.
They put, how everyone's always said about Superman, like we'd all notice, like he's.
Oh, right.
yeah,
All right. Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
he did it, right?
They just put Henry Cavill in Times Square under the Superman poster, dressed like Clark Kent. Not a person.
Nobody
stopped.
knows.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
so good. That's so good.
Fucking prove it. There you go. What were we just talking about before that?
The hotel, your kids?
Yeah, I lost it.
The
Whatever it is.
television?
Anyway,
The bit that I was dressing up as different people?
Yeah, it was something with
Woman
that.
died. I didn't want to say it, but we reached the point where that was the last thing.
Father's Day is right around the corner, and we always say the same thing about you don't know what to get for your dad. And sometimes dads don't even know what they want. We live a very simple life. We don't really know what we need or what we want. And that's why if you get down with Bespoke and get a box of awesome, you can give the gift of a pleasant surprise. What it is a box of awesome, meaning it's a tailored box with different accessories and different items that your dad or any guy might like. It can be something like a watch, or it could be something like you can hang on the wall or put on your desk at your office, or any sort of things to decorate with. Little things that guys will never think of and will never say like, hey, I want that. But if I got it in a box and I opened it up and I was like, oh, I could use these cufflinks, or oh, I could hang that up, or oh, that's a cool decoration. It's carefully chosen gear from the best small brands around the world, curated by people who know what guys want and what's going to make them look cool, what's going to make them feel like they're still young and on trend. And so right now, Box of Awesome has you covered for this spring and this summer. So all you got to do to get started is take the quiz. Your answers will help you pick the right box of awesome for you. Sometimes it's like a knife. Other times it's a belt. It depends on what kind of person you are. So whether it's for you or your father this Father's Day, go to boxofawesome.com. It's free to join, and they release new items every single month. So there's a ton of different categories, and every month you're going to get a cool bespoke box for you. 30% off sometimes, discounts across a plethora of products. So right now you can get a free mystery gift with your first monthly shipment when you sign up at boxofawesome.com. Use promo code KFC Radio at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code KFC Radio for a free mystery gift with your first monthly shipment. Boxofawesome.com, code KFC Radio.
You know what when you were talking about population, I remembered a conversation I was having with a friend the other day that I want to tell me or not if this is crazy.
I love that it starts off that way. I'm like, all right.
So he was making the argument that at one time, and maybe still, because I started to agree with him, he was one of the greatest hockey players who's ever lived. And I was like, he's like, I was a really good high school hockey player. When you factor in the percentage
How
of
many people
have been around and the time, it's like I was one of the greatest hockey players who's ever been on
Ever
the planet.
lived.
And I was like, well, I guess that kind of does
Right.
make sense.
I mean, if there was 50,000 great hockey players out of 8 billion, I guess he was.
Yeah, if you think about every caveman that ever lived, they sucked at hockey.
Yeah.
They couldn't even stand up. You know?
That's interesting to a thought that I have, and we all share it. So I'm about to bestow you something that's really interesting, because this is where my mind goes. But it's that reminded me of it, because at one point, I could beat LeBron at basketball in my life. I would beat the shit out of him at basketball at one point. There was a point where I could beat him for sure.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, when he was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know what I mean? And I was 18 or whatever, I just could have served him up real nice. And you could apply that to any sports player. I was a better quarterback than Tom Brady. Well, not Tom Brady. He's the same age as me. But like anyone like...
Well, that's LeBron. I was gonna say is the same exact age as me, so I was like, no, you
5
couldn't.
years.
But
Give me 5 years.
Yeah, because when you're like 13 and someone's even like 8, you're
I'm
probably
dunking
still
on hoes.
yeah. So all you really need is a 5-year gap.
You
and
think
you're
about
better.
that. That's a true sentence.
Yeah.
I was a better in my lifetime. I was a better basketball player than LeBron James.
Okay. At what point do you think it flipped?
It was young.
Yeah, I think like an 11-year-old LeBron.
That was nice. I was going to say about when he was 5. But you've never seen me take a foul, free throw.
Because if you're a regular ass guy, you know, where do you think the break even point is? Like 11-year-old LeBron was probably pretty nasty, but if you were like a man,
no, I think 11's being
generous. You think younger?
Yeah.
You think like a 9-year-old LeBron could beat like a 25-year-old like regular dude?
Oh no.
Because at some point it's still just because LeBron at 11 was probably like 5'10", 6 foot. Like he was probably still even bigger.
That's a good point because then that's as tall as me. And then if he's good at basketball, then I have nothing on him.
Yeah.
You know,
so it depends on like the growth spurt and how all that shit. But
when the high school graduation party for my high school was at my house. And the big part of it was my little sister was just destroying us in basketball. Mm-hmm. She is, I believe, 6 years younger than me, maybe 8 years younger than me.
Isn't she like the number one in the state points scorer or something like that?
She was really good, but she was like, she's a little girl, and she was just tuning literally the entire. I went to a small school, so literally the entire school came. Basketball team was there, hockey team, everyone was there, and it wasn't like just she was beating up on hockey players. Like everyone was there.
She was playing the guys on the basketball team and smoking them.
If we my friend ended up, we were like, all right, we're gonna do a little tournament, and my friend's like, first pick, I'm taking Paulina. And she was, since we were graduating high school, I was probably 17. She was either 10 or 11, and she was tuning.
Wow.
And we were all athletic kids.
And we're like, what an 11-year-old LeBron.
If your sister could do it.
I mean, once he was out of like Nick U, he could be you.
She could shoot, man. She could shoot the lights out. Yeah. And she would like, she just fucking.
And you got an outside shot. I mean, like
that's what's happening right now with basketball. That's why.
But it's like you could apply it anywhere. Like if there's like a 6th grader that's like a black belt in karate, I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole karate thing is ridiculous too.
Yeah.
They hand out black belts.
He's a black belt.
I can't beat you.
No, but he's not. He's not a real black belt, but he's got a black belt.
I had a buddy who was a black belt, right? And the whole tenure of our relationship, friends, everyone was, he's a black belt, he's a black belt, he's a black belt. Don't mess with him, he's a black belt. It came out years later that he got the black belt when he was like 7.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I haven't been safe this whole time. I've been walking around shooting people looks like I can do whatever I want. This guy, you got it when you were 7. You didn't retain that. It's like my finance degree. I couldn't save you $1.
That's so true.
It felt like such a betrayal. I was like, you chose not to say that part.
Unless you can do like some Mr. Miyagi shit, I don't want to hear about your black belt.
Yeah.
Because they just literally hand them out like candy to keep you in like the program or whatever. It makes no sense. Are you still doing Tastebuds?
Yeah.
Oh man, there is nothing I get a bigger kick out of than you and DeRosa losing your fucking minds at each other.
Thanks, man.
There was some clip recently, not recently.
Well, Tastebuds is a podcast I do with Joe DeRosa where we argue about food.
It's like, what's better, this flavored Doritos or that flavored Doritos, and they go at each other like it's like a presidential debate. Yeah. But then this clip was within the last like year or so. Then they just like flipped it and became like totally friendly,
Yeah.
And the clip was you being like, the only thing more insane to our viewers than how we were screaming is how we're now just being like totally
100. That wasn't that long ago.
And like that's something that I don't think people understand, that like you have the certain people in life you could unload on and then be like, you want to go get a burger?
Yeah. But it was, because people in the comments, I remember that because people in the comments were like, they were like picking sides, like it was a divorce or something. And I'm like, guys, where are like the closest to like? Why are you getting that? We were arguing garlic bread versus. It was garlic bread versus
probably like dinner rolls,
something
or
else.
Like that, right? Yeah.
And but the argument becomes that one thing and another thing, and then we got to a place where we were like arguing personally about the way we were arguing,
right?
That whole thing, which it's
just big circle.
but
that becomes more about you as a person.
Yeah,
than
when
the
we
food
stay
we're
in
talking
passion,
about.
if I'm screaming at him about the garlic, even if I call him a mother, it's about the garlic bread. But then I started being like, you always do that, and then it's like they were like, it's like watching my parents.
Can you pull up the clip of Frankie and Fat Pat? You know this clip?
No.
Oh, this is my...
Frankie, Frankie?
Put Google, just like do my Twitter search for me. This is my favorite clip I've seen on the internet in a long time.
Okay.
And it's them talking food. It's go to my Twitter. It's probably, you'll have to scroll a little bit, but it's probably
you get a couple impassioned, food guys talking about arguing about food.
Everybody has an opinion on food, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Because you like it or you don't, and there's reasons for both. No matter what I say, no matter what food I say, someone will have an opinion on it. That's why we were like, this would be engaging.
Right there.
Talk more about cinnamon rolls.
Okay.
What you said about cinnamon rolls really rang home true to me. You're talking between a donut and a cake. Yeah. You're living in this little land that I want to buy acreage out there.
Good spot. Yes. And I think they have the market of that land cornered. What else is in there? Like a honey bun? Is that where a honey bun is too?
I think cinnamon rolls got.
What's he talking about?
Cinnamon rolls.
That's cinnamon.
Pretty close. I feel like the coffee roll tries to sneak in there. It's shaped similar.
But coffee, in my opinion, coffee roll is clearly more donut. And it's right on the fucking edges of donut land.
I agree.
It lives on the outskirts of town towards Cinnamon Rollville.
I agree. And there's nothing quite. Cinnamon roll's got its own area.
What's the cake version? What's the closest cake to cinnamon roll?
Like a coffee cake?
That's exactly what it is. I didn't
He should come on our pod.
Yeah, for real.
But that is the answer.
It's coffee cake.
This is what I have going through my head when I try to sleep at night.
Wait,
but why are they being filmed in a way that's like, is this not candid?
That the when Frankie chimes in is my favorite.
I didn't know the answer when I asked you. But that is the answer.
It's coffee cake. You ever have angel food cake?
Yes, it's okay.
They're like, get out of here, you little skinny bitch.
I don't deserve to be in this conversation. That's on me.
When two big guys are talking cake, you know your role. You know your role.
You guys gonna have a donut?
Trent's like,
but that kind of insightful, focus.
It's taking
on the
a
minutia
not
of it.
serious topic and treating it very seriously.
It's what I love. It's what I do with everything anyway. But I feel like I would have loved to be in that conversation. The way that he even had a finesse the way they spoke about it, which I greatly admire.
Because
that's how I speak
respect.
about it.
Yeah. It was. I said,
who are those dudes? Are they comedians or?
No, Trent works here. Trent and Frankie, the Angel Food Cake, they work here. They have a show called Foreplay, and then what's his name?
Fat Perez is another golf group on YouTube.
Okay.
So these guys live the life. They just golf and put it up on.
Man, I wish I can golf.
Yeah, me too.
I've taken pride in my I don't golf. I don't know. I
don't care. But I'm just saying I would like to do that.
Oh yeah,
I would have liked to live that life.
No, but I imagine if you are good at golf, it's great.
I say this all the time though. Even if I was great at it, the guys who golf, when they're like, we played 54 holes yesterday and we're going back out tomorrow, I'm like, I don't like anything enough other than like watching TV and eating donuts.
Those guys are running from something.
You gotta have some problem. Right?
When you're doing 36 to 54 holes, you don't want to go back to the house.
As we wrap up here, we gotta first I gotta thank you.
Oh my God, that went so fast.
I know, crazy. I gotta thank you for.
We're really good.
Every 6 months, our last time you were here, we talked about the Jaden Smith tattoo.
Sure.
And like every 6 months, we post it back up, and it just gets like millions of views. People just fucking love it.
Did you get another new one recently?
Because that was number 2. I feel like
I only have 2.
You only have 2.
But
I had to think for a second. I was like,
I thought there was a post within this year being like, he's 25 now, and so I'm due to do another tattoo.
I probably posted that as a joke.
I wasn't sure how committed you were to the bit.
I really hope I don't get any more. Of that,
that was I was gonna say.
I'm also
listen, there's bits and there's committing to a bit, and then there's just you're being reckless. You got another one.
I mean, like I'm also out of every human that's ever lived the only person to have 2 Jaden Smith tattoos on their thighs that are photorealistic.
Truly, you have one. You have the only body to ever walk this earth that has that
thing.
Which I also
I hope some Impractical Jokers fan goes and gets a tattoo.
I know someone
just
has this one.
Really?
Because we did a live special episode, the 200th episode, and they got it live tattooed during.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so they have this one.
So
but
you were
they don't have
twinsies
that
on that one.
Yeah, but it's also I would put an asterisk on that.
Yeah, it doesn't count. So it didn't naturally have it.
Right.
I had a buddy who recently, I forget who told me this, but they were at a birthday party and they rented out a portion of the restaurant, and Jaden Smith had rented out a separate portion. And then he heard that there was a birthday party over there. Do you know this story too?
No, you have heard it from you.
Okay.
That he was like super nice, right?
And he like came over and like spent the whole night with the whole birthday party. Ended up going to the bar afterwards. They're like, he's the greatest guy of all time.
Yeah, he was really
I was
sweet.
like, I would
even
not
the
have
pictures you
that.
have with him and all that. Like,
talking to him, he was a really nice, like respectable, soft-spoken like kid.
I feel like he's almost so famous you come out the other side. You know, like if you're famous, you grow up famous, nepo baby, you're kind of an asshole. But it's like I grew up like beyond nepo. I'm a Smith. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, from my limited interaction with him, I was impressed.
Yeah,
you know, for a young kid, he had good character, and he would even text me at that, like, "How you doing?"
Really?
Yeah. It was like, "Oh, that's awesome." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's one of the best bits ever. So maybe you should think about another one. I'm just saying it would be genuinely. 1 is funny. 2 is like, holy shit, he did it again. 3 is like, oh my god.
3 is
and also you really got to solidify yourself as the one and only, because maybe that guy goes and gets a second tattoo, and now you're not the only one.
Right.
But you're the only one with 3.
I love that you called me the craziest person on the planet for buying a tag gun for $8. But then you're like, what I really think you should do though is get another one. That would be so cool. It's like, wait, what?
I love it. All right, so the special's out on May 31st. Terrified on YouTube.
When does this come out?
Yeah, I was gonna say actually, this will probably be. You'll probably be.
We can do this Tuesday.
Yeah,
so Tuesday. We'll wait till that's out. So we'll do this Tuesday.
Okay, so the special's out.
Yeah. So the special's out now. Go to YouTube. 800-Pound Gorilla. The special's Terrified.
Yes, sir.
And the tour is on sale now at what?
SalVulcanoComedy.com. The Everything's Fine tour. Right now we have 28 cities up. That's just the first leg.
Crazy.
And so please, I'd love to see it. It'll be a full new hour. It won't be anything from the, obviously, I have to tell people that don't know comedy.
Sure. Yeah,
it will be nothing that you see in the special. It's all new. So yeah.
And also, didn't you recently sign like a new production deal with TBS or Turner or something?
It was about 3 years ago.
Oh, I thought that was recently. Yeah. So well, congrats on that.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'm also touring with the Jokers until August. My tour starts September, but it's the last leg of this tour. We've been doing it for like a year and a half. The drive tour.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe another 15 dates out there. Also at SalVulcanoComedy.com. Last time to see it.
And then you got Hey Babe with Chrissy. You got Tastebuds with DeRosa. You're one of the hardest working guys out there.
Thanks. I try, to drive me into the ground, but it's
I'm sure. Well, come back next time. We'll chop it up for a longer time.
I have such a blast with you guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much, Sal. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button,
or I'll cut off my finger.